This is the Bulldog on ClassX Radio. And of course, ladies and gentlemen, the American jury. Hey, wait a minute, Jake. I got a text message. Let's see who it is from. No, it is not. He's still late. Ladies and gentlemen, the American jury, Sensible Don, 6 a.m. arrival. He's late already. I hope he's all right. I texted him last night. He was all pumped up about coming, so. But Sarah Jones is here.
Good morning.
Sarah, are you ready to show those other women, including your mom, who just sucked so bad doing traffic? I mean, it's good to have somebody who knows how to do it.
I'm ready. I think, I was listening to them, and I think I can do a better job.
That's the way to go. You got to have the attitude. And go ahead. You had something, an apology, I think you had to make, Garrett, to Sarah. You had a public apology you wanted to make.
After we, what the hell was her name?
Karen.
After we met Karen yesterday, I have an apology to Sarah. I need to, apologize for calling you a hillbilly, Sarah. I found out what a real hillbilly was yesterday.
Thanks, Garrett.
And it was Karen, whatever.
So, Lusk. Rhymes with Musk.
Musk, yeah, well. So please accept my apology. You're not a hillbilly. I probably keep calling you one, but you're not one.
I appreciate that.
In real life, you're not a hillbilly.
He's just joking about it. He doesn't really mean it. And we have some other traffic ladies lined up. Ladybug will be in here on Monday, and Angie Prickle will be here on Tuesday. And again, if you'd like to be, hey, Sensible Don is here. Jake, you gotta go let him in. Oh my goodness, it's epic. By the way, I got two funny jokes that Buckeye Mike sent us. This is hilarious. Any man who thinks he can be happy and prosperous by letting the government take care of him better take a closer look at the American Indian, Henry Ford. That's true. The government took care of the Indian. Look what the hell happened to the Indian. And let me see, new commemorative pistol. Ruger is coming out with a new pistol in honor of the United States Senate and House of Representatives, along with President Obama. It will be called the Congressman. It doesn't work and you can't fire it. You got traffic?
There are no incidents this time.
I love it. I love it. How come people in the tri-state drive safer at 6 a.m. than they do at 7 a.m.?
Well, I just think it's volume.
Think it's volume?
Sarah, I don't know. Let's ask our Department of Transportation head.
Yeah.
I would say it's the volume. There's not enough people on the road to have actual accidents.
Sarah, I forgot to ask.
Can we fire her? She just said the exact same thing I said.
Sarah, I forgot to ask you this. This is funny. Do you know that you've been asked? See, I'm not allowed to go on the other station. I'm not allowed to call into the other station. But my clients are allowed to be on there. And they had the nerve. Willie and Paul Mason called me yesterday. Willie and Paul Mason and said, hey, dog, we had Nicole Howe as our education expert. We were wondering if we could have Sarah Jones as our education expert. And I said, you know what? You can have her as an education expert if she wants to, after the Dirty.com trial.
No, you know what?
And if she wants to.
You should have bargained with him, saying.
No, because here's what we're going to do. Sarah's going to be like an undercover agency. She'll call into an education. She'll say, the education report is sponsored by Bulldog and Garrett on ClassX Radio Morning Show.
And then hang up. That would be good.
Undercover, right. Baby.
Yeah. Don't cuss,
Jake is young. Look at this. We asked him to get a Tom Landry picture. I was expecting Tom Landry with the fedora.
Right.
We got Tom Landry at the age of 14.
Yeah, we got
a sweatshirt.
High school photo.
I mean, we got a high school photo with Tom Landry. And then I asked for a picture of the Liberty Bell. Picture of Liberty Bell with a bunch of people. You can hardly even see the Liberty Bell. All right, we got to have Sensible Don's song. I got a song ready for you, Sensible Don.
What is it?
He'll get it for you. Jake will get it for you.
All right.
See, man, I want to make him feel comfortable. You know what that is? That's your seat, Sensible Don.
There we go. Don's in the house.
Got some Ray Charles, baby.
Do you remember?
I remembered Ray Charles. Is his mic on?
We had his on. We might need to switch it with.
Yeah, I want you to switch that microphone. We have some microphone atrophy or something. There you go. You sit closer to Sarah.
You doing that with your?
Well, Sensible Don, welcome back, baby.
Back
Oh, wow, Bulldog, how you doing?
Is the Metro bus lines traveling on time?
Right now, yeah. Right now.
I've been anxious. The first thing I was going to tell you, Sensible Don, today is this. This show is off the charts because we have no supervision. We have no programming. We have no you know, Bill Spry doesn't supervise. We're not even like near where Spry is. Nobody can come in here and smack us around. We have no. So it'd be nice to have an older person to give us some supervision in here.
Can I say this? Bulldog is off the chain?
Yes.
Oh, that's bad news.
And we also don't have any color. So it's good to have you in here too. Because we've been a colorless show.
We got to get some color. about that. No doubt about
that.
What's your man's name right here?
Garrett. Tommy Boy.
How are you?
Garrett, a.k.a. Tommy Boy.
Tommy Boy.
Good.
Hey, what do you think of our traffic reporter?
Traffic reporter?
Yeah, you want to come every day now,
That's right. I like us now.
And Garrett, and I gotta ask you this, what do you think of our wall over there?
Oh, good. I was looking over there.
All right, folks.
Oh, nothing but trouble.
Nothing but trouble. Hey, WDJO Jack Wiggins, Sensible Don, they take our posters down every once in a while, but I told on them, and Roger Kaufman said he will put them to the guillotine if they ever touch them again.
Are you raising Cain again?
Always, always.
Folks? Hey, look here, I see you on TV. I see you in the movies. You know, they had the snap thing.
Mm-hmm.
I said, that's Bulldog again. Can we get him off there? No, we cannot.
No, they tried.
They tried.
It won't
work. It won't work. Oh, we're going to talk politics today?
Oh, we're going to talk politics.
Oh, we're going to talk Lincoln?
We're going to talk anything you want. And guess what? We get to play entire songs, Sensible Don.
No, you don't.
Yes, we do. This is America, sister, golden hair.
No 35 seconds.
Sensible Don is back. No 35 seconds on ClassX Radio.
You must definitely be off the hook.
This is the Bulldog on ClassX Radio. In 1922, insulin was first used to treat diabetes. 1969, I go through life the name BJ. BJ Thomas. In fact, my buddy Jason Dethridge, you know Denise's boyfriend, I guess they're still girlfriend.
They're still together.
He told me a Bill Clinton, and I'll tell you off the air, a Bill Clinton joke, Hillary joke, that I can't say on the air, but it is freaking hilarious. I wish I could say it on the air. You know, if we were like satellite radio, we could. Amanda Peet, 41. She's the one that showed her bosoms in the whole 9 yards with Bruce Willis. Mary J. Blige is 42. Naomi Judd is 67. Clarence Clemens of Springsteen would have had a birthday today. And you know what? To honor Alexander Hamilton, I'm going to have to tell an Alexander Hamilton story. The first Treasury Secretary, born today. What do you think of that? Good old Alexander Hamilton. Good man he was. Today's forecast, rain. Tomorrow, showers. Sunday, rain. Now, that's what everybody knows. Today, we just have rain. Tomorrow, we have showers. Not rain, showers. Hey, Sensible Don, what the hell's the difference between showers and rain?
I've been trying to figure that out for 67 years. I'm gonna get it one day. And you know, Alexander Hamilton's already got to he met Aaron Burr.
It did go downhill from there, man. Now, our 3 interesting facts we're going to share with you today from the newsletter are pretty good. Human birth controls work on gorillas.
Does it? That's our closest cousin in the animal kingdom.
That's right. Now, how about this? Jamie Foxx's real name is Eric Marlon Bishop.
Jamie Foxx?
Yeah, have you seen Django? Yeah.
I have something going to
Oh gosh, it's hilarious. It is crazy. It shows like the total evils of slavery, a romance, and a comedy all in one. It
takes Tarantino to put something.
Oh my gosh. Why did the blonde snort sweet and low?
I need to know.
She thought it was Diet Coke. That was good, William. Garrett doesn't like it.
Fire your fat ass, bro.
Do we have any traffic yet, Sarah?
No, there are currently no incidents at this time.
Is her microphone on?
It's on.
Okay, I want to make sure. It didn't sound like it.
I think if you.
She says that really good. Say that one more time, Sarah.
There are currently no incidents.
There are currently no incidents.
Currently no incidents on roadways.
On roadways.
Yeah, on roadways.
There's incidents going on all over the place, man. You know there are.
On city roads.
That'd be a neat code word to say, hey, would you like to come over and have an incident?
Come read my traffic.
come have an incident. Charlie Sheen's giving money again. He wrote a check for $12,000 to help cover the funeral costs of the paparazzi guy that died chasing Justin Bieber. You know, he's a pretty nice guy. This is funny, we put
Love
icons up,
Charlie.
but we're gonna put up Charlie Sheen, because we figure he's the kind of guy that even knows his posters here, he might come join our show someday.
No doubt about it. He shows up.
Bring
He's
us
Sunday,
checks.
isn't
Yes, he is. Apparently he was here for a while.
I knows how to party.
Potty. Oh, at 8:35, we got an Oscar report coming in from Abby Levine, Avril
Levine.
from New York City. So we like that. Britney Spears has been given the boot from the X Factor.
Why is
Oh, Britney. And did you guys hear this about Junior Seau's brain?
It was defective.
Yeah, chronic traumatic encephalopathy, CTE. It's a degenerative disease caused by repeated brain trauma.
So the old lady was smacking him all those years, right?
Wham!
Finally got
A lot more have them, too.
What else do we have? Pittsburgh Steelers running back Chris Rainey. Man, he was doing great. He killed the Bengals. Fired from the team after an attack on his girlfriend. How does a big guy attack a girl?
Oh, you open-handed.
Then again, though, women can drive you nuts.
That's their job.
That's
You know,
right.
That's their job.
It's their gene.
Is that
I am
what
not.
they say?
I am not kidding. I am not kidding you. My wife sometimes says, "I drive you nuts, don't I?" And she's smiling when she says it.
Yeah, like shit.
In fact, last night I got her to admit something. This is hilarious. I'm sitting there. She made a couple comments watching UK game, and she's sitting in a chair, and I'm working there on my couch, and I said, "I just thought of something. You enjoy the fact that I'm a Z-list celebrity, big shot lawyer, and that you know that with your comments you can just go chop, 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 and you get a kick out of that you have that power over me, don't you?" And she's nodded her head yes, with a smile.
Smart lady.
Yep.
Surprise me.
Every man is ruled by, except him. He does not let a woman rule him.
No, that doesn't happen.
He doesn't let her.
The Lone Wolf, Don.
Lone Wolf. Hey, did you hear about Pete Rose's reality show? He's going to start out at Cooperstown.
Oh, I just hope his wife is naked or something.
You're going to love this. Apparently, the first episode's going to start out, she got a breast reduction, and he ain't happy about it.
Good.
Hey, she had enough for 3 breast reductions.
Yeah, she had
Basketball.
huge.
Basketballs.
Did not Pete pay for this?
I don't know. That's a good point. Did Pete pay for it? I don't know.
It's like getting a tattoo and then saying a couple years later you don't want it.
I am not kidding you. Pete was here to promote that documentary, Race of Money, was documentary, and he was signing autographs at Montgomery Inn, and she was there. And I said, "How you doing, Pete?" And he goes, "Isn't she good look?" I mean, he was wanting everybody to look at her. I was like, "Jeez, oh Pete,
Jeez, oh Pete.
jeez, oh Pete."
Boss, would you
Pete's sake.
really like to hear Pete's take on the Hall of Fame, not taking anybody in this year?
I heard he said that it was sad. He was kind of sad about it.
What about
You know, and it is sad that Mark McGuire and Barry Bonds. You know what my theory about this, though, Sensible Don? I feel like Barry Bonds had Hall of Fame numbers before he became steroid man.
Right.
He did. I mean, when he was a skinny little guy in Pittsburgh and a skinny little guy in San Francisco, he was kicking ass.
He still could have gone.
Oh, absolutely.
I'm
Exactly.
glad, though. I'm glad they didn't let him in.
I got mixed feelings about it. You know, he was an ass and all that stuff. And so there's, in a way, I like it because you can't award cheaters. But I kind of like Pete. It's kind of sad.
Well,
Yeah.
Pete's case is sad.
You're not kidding.
Pete's case is true. So, with 20 years of line, got him out of the Hall of Fame.
Yeah. See, what bothers me is that Pete's crime had nothing to do with the play on the field, the
Right.
outcome of games.
You're right.
Whereas
Oh,
steroids
I
affect
disagree. It has
scores.
everything to do with the outcome of the game. Gambling, if it's any aspect of gambling in any sport, would destroy it.
Yeah, but he didn't bet against the Reds.
It don't matter. Any aspect of gambling in
No.
any sport would destroy
I
it.
agree it doesn't have a place, but at the end of the day, it didn't change the end of, like, the scores at the end of the game like a Barry Bonds.
Let's
home
face
run
it.
would.
Let's face it. We're homers for Pete.
Yeah. I mean, Pete did something he had no business doing.
Hey, Sarah, I just thought of something. You promised us Bengal cheerleaders for traffic. Where are they?
They all work full time, so I'm working with their schedules.
Okay, because we've been having like women who are 40 and 50. No offense against you 40 and 50-year-old ladies.
Bunch of old bags.
Oh, sorry. Oh, God.
I can see why he's a hook. You don't have it.
That's a good observation, sensible
I
time.
can see it.
Hey, oh, by the way, I withdrew that offer from TC. I got so sick of him. I said, you are just too sensitive, dude. Heck with you.
Pansy ass he is.
Oh, come on.
I am not kidding. You know what he used to ask me to do? He used to ask me. Yeah, he agreed. Is he not too sensitive?
I agree.
He's too sensitive about race. He's too sensitive about anything. He used to ask me to come over to his house and listen to Wham records.
Oh my
What's
God.
the Wham record?
I don't know. They were like a hot group in the 80s. Hey, you want to come over and listen to some Wham records? And I said, no.
Oh. Is that like coming over and watching Jenna Jameson? The
Yes.
same thing?
No. No.
Far from it.
By the way, we've asked for Jenna to go to the Wall of Fame.
But would have been equally as weird if TC would have asked.
Yes. That ain't right either, man. Guys, hey.
Let's go.
Guys, I remember going to stag parties and they used to have the reels, you know, that was the porn. And I'd be like, why are a bunch of guys sitting here watching? This ain't for me, I'm out of here.
Yeah.
Little freaking weird, man.
Only the real thing would do for
I mean, that only happened once. That's the only porn movie I've ever seen that one is in Keith Shipman's house. It's fun. All right, ladies and gentlemen, the American jury, this is Beatles, A Hard Day's Night on ClassX Radio. Old Jim from Verona is observant. He goes, that's pretty good, dog. You guys are talking about how stupid it is. A bunch of guys watching porn and you play Hard Day's Night.
You got the hint, huh?
Oh my God. We got some posters to hang up, folks. Tom Landry is a 14-year-old.
No, that's not his name. Jake, what's his name?
It's laundry.
Yeah, he called him Tom Landry.
Get it right.
Hey, he wore a classic fedora. We kind of wanted it. No, I bet you. I'm not kidding you, Jake. Every sports fan that comes in here, no one's going to know that's
Okay.
Tom Landry.
That'll be the new
It'll
thing.
be a good thing. And then, of course, the Liberty Bell we're hanging up. Let me see. The picture is about 8 by 12. The Liberty Bell covers 1 inch of the space. The rest are Civil War soldiers. You know, I think he needs to be fired as our poster getter.
Jake does a fine job.
Fine
Look
job.
at that wall.
That's a fine job.
Look at that moron here.
He's calling the Civil War soldiers morons. He's terrible.
Just that one. He's got like an American flag for his shirt.
Can we go to the news, please?
Before we get in more trouble.
News. News. This is the Bulldog on ClassX Radio. You know, today's show, we have so much good things to discuss that we're going to cover the good stuff and the fun stuff. Erlanger City Administrator, her name is actually Linda Carter. And of course, we have Linda Carter on our Wall of Fame over there. Linda Carter. Wow.
Wonder Woman?
Wonder Woman. And doesn't she look better than that or even a Wonder Woman outfit? I think so.
You think so?
Yeah. Colorado theater shooter James Holmes. A judge has ruled he will be tried on all 166 counts, including first-degree murder and attempted murder. He also ordered Holmes to continue to be held without bail. Now, some of you might think I'm sick, but you know what they ought to do with James Holmes? Okay, 166 counts, and if he's found guilty of 166, because he will, they ought to, like, electrocute him just to the point that he's going to die, saving, rehabilitating, then do it again. And do that 165 times, and then 166 times, fry him all the way.
I thought I was cool with the bullet to the back of the head.
Don't you think that's a good way to do him? Let's kill him 166 times. He deserves it. Gee, that's incredible.
Bars of soap and a sock and beat the hell out of him.
Yeah, Jerry Sandusky's lawyers went to court asking for a second trial. Jeez.
That guy just...
creeper, baby.
Second and third.
You know what? As soon as that he was accused of it, and that's the first time I ever paid attention to how he walked, he ran, everything. Man, he's a weird dude. Weird dude. There's a middle school student in Wilmington, Illinois, has filed suit against the school district she attends. She was forced by teachers to urinate in a cup on a moving school bus during a field trip. The girl asked to stop the bus and they refused.
Why?
Everybody knows that a girl can't pee in a cup like
How
a guy.
old was she?
Middle school.
Oh my God! Good for the school. Moron kid. You pee before you leave. I'm sure they weren't going somewhere 4 hours
She
away.
drank some water.
Don't drink water. Hold your bladder. God bless.
I got
Just stop the entire bus for me. So I'll be late to the movie or whatever they're going to.
Wait a minute, though. Girls can't pee in cups.
Stupid ass kid.
Still got observation.
Yeah, that's a good point.
I never thought I would see the day where a colored boy come in and bring sense to an organization.
We need your sense. We need your
I
sense.
never thought I would see that.
And we're glad you're not sensitive
Am I
about
not
it.
right?
I'm not sensitive about it.
We kind of saved politics for the last hour and a half, but that's okay. We can start a little bit now. What do you think about the re-election of Barack Obama?
It was a landslide, which I predicted, did I not?
Yeah, you did. You did. You told me.
We live
You told me.
We live in a new America.
Yeah.
We live in an America that when you got 50 cents and I got a quarter, I want half of your 50 cents.
I know. And I got to give it to you.
No, I can't whoop you, so I go get the government to whoop
Right.
you behind and take
Right.
my money. Simple as that.
You know what, Sensible Don? We really screwed up. About a year ago, we should have opened up a gun shop.
Thank you.
Boy, gun shop people are getting rich.
Gun shop.
The gun manufacturers, they can't make them. There's back orders on everything. And you know what? You know what it is. People don't. This is kind of a little bit comforting. You know who's going to have far more guns than anybody else in this country are the good, all-American citizens who are buying the guns to protect themselves and their property. They're the ones that are getting armed. I'm seriously. They're the ones that are going to buy the guns.
Because they believe in rights. Simple as that.
And they're going to have to protect their stuff one day.
Wait, I got
All
a
right,
question
sir.
for you. I got
Yeah,
a question
go
for you. What about Obama? You think he could override the Constitution with a presidential edict?
I believe that he'll try.
And will the courts support it?
And the courts will take their time by the time he leaves. You know how this court is. You know, they can grab something right away. Did they do that for Obamacare? No, let's just take it 2 years to work its way to the lower courts, and then we'll make a stupid decision.
Well, that's
Jeez.
what they did, and it's working though, isn't it?
Yeah.
You losing money, aren't you?
Yeah,
to the
but-
government.
Yes, I am.
To the government.
I have to look around. Let me see, April 15th. I got about, 4 months to find somebody to lend me a bunch of money so I can pay my taxes.
Not just a bunch, a stack of money.
Stack!
Yeah, I got a couple of dollars. I help you out.
All right, thank you.
I got $2.50.
Sarah Jones, is there any incidents going on out there?
There's an accident on Harrison Avenue west of Queen City Avenue.
All right.
That was, give a beautiful voice. Tell you everything about
Yeah,
going
she's the
there,
best.
like singing.
It's a shame.
No.
It's a shame. It's a shame that we can only spare you one day because the other traffic gals, they're just terrible, man. They're just terrible.
Well, there's not enough Sarah to go
All right,
around.
ladies and gentlemen, the American jury. Later in the show, at 8:05, a buddy of mine sent me an internal memo about WEBN. An internal memo. And you're not going to believe we were mentioned in this memo, Garrett.
No way.
It is hilarious.
Are you saying this what they send to the employees?
WEBN and a memo.
Wow.
Now, this is the minutes from the staff meeting of ClassX Radio.
Yeah, yeah.
The minutes. All right? Now, we might have to tender our resignation. You might want to tender your resignation after you hear this, so just stay calm.
Hold on. What's tender me?
Deters and Sable House are creating a lot more traffic, and it's going great. Then they put traffic note. Traffic person has said in Hamilton when the traffic issue is on Hamilton Avenue. Is that not nitpicking our traffic girls?
Jeez.
I mean, just because our traffic girls don't know the difference between Hamilton, the city, and Hamilton Avenue, they gotta complain and bitch about it.
God bless people. Go somewhere else, your traffic.
Yeah, I mean, if you don't like our traffic, go listen to somebody else's traffic.
If you're not on that road, then what's it matter anyway?
Exactly. If you're driving in from Northern Kentucky, does it make a difference if we get the city of Hamilton messed up with Hamilton Avenue? No.
Let's bring the sanity back. We'll apologize and we'll get it right the next time.
You know, hey Garrett, I don't know about this adult supervision he's giving us. Now we know how he got his name.
Yeah.
Sensible Don. I saw that and I thought to myself, "Jeez, oh Pete, we're sorry. Our traffic girls suck. We're trying. We keep bringing new ones in." Yeah, I got a question. Why does these people want to come do our traffic the way we beat them up?
Yeah, that's true. We just
we better. Angie Prickles probably say, "I don't know if I want to do that on Tuesday."
Sarah loves it. Yeah,
Sarah does it though.
Sarah loves it. Right, Sarah?
Oh yeah, this is my job.
You can tell she is.
Sarah, are you being a smart ass right
A little bit.
A little bit.
now? I'm picking up on the sarcasm.
I listen when I leave.
It's a little bit
Specifically to hear what you
She
have
was
to
coming across the table in a minute, baby. You knock it down, I kick it. Don't worry.
Hey, maybe we ought to have a. I got an idea. Hey, Sensible Don, will you be our weather guy?
Oh, no.
All you gotta do is read it. All they do is read traffic. That's why we make fun of the traffic report.
Yeah, you don't have
they
to
just read.
stand
Look,
outside or anything.
we get the weather report in the newsletter. And all you gotta do is say rainy, high 68, low 54. I mean, you don't.
On my way down, I give a weather report from the top.
Yeah, you get
Hell, you can make stuff up for all we care.
Good.
Yeah, we don't care. You can tell them out there it's snowing when it's not.
Sarah, if you want some more stick time, just
Spry had 3 sponsors. Spry had 3 sponsors canceled the other day because Hamilton Avenue and Hamilton got mixed up.
sorry about that, hillbillies. We shouldn't even. You know what? Let's not report on Hamilton traffic.
Yeah.
Solved.
Yeah, that's a way to do that.
Solved that problem.
Problem solved.
Hey, I guess it's early enough in the morning for me to tell this story. Nah, I better not.
Are we still
This song just made me think of a story. I'll tell you guys off the air this story. This is Steve Miller in Jungle Love on ClassX Radio. This is the Bulldog on ClassX Radio. Hey, how about Kathy Griffin putting her face down there on old Anderson Cooper? And let me see, CNN and Kathy Griffin, no apology. Brett Musburger comments about Miss Alabama being beautiful in a completely non-sexist manner.
Right.
And he and ESPN got to apologize. Man, I tell you right now, you know what? I'm going to become a liberal Democrat. You know why? Because no matter what you ever do in life, no consequences. It's amazing.
As far as the liberal goes?
Yeah.
I agree with that.
It's crazy. Sad story, a 16-year-old student shot 2 of his classmates with a 12-gauge shotgun yesterday at Taft Union High School in Taft, California. Sad, sad, sad.
I wasn't sad. These guys kept messing with me, told them to leave him alone, and they didn't.
Is that the facts?
That's the facts.
Really?
They didn't leave him alone. He came with his stuff and straightened it up. That happens all the time. That happens.
Take care of a bully.
Right? You keep on messing with me.
You like the Second Amendment, don't you?
Oh, love the Second Amendment. Absolutely. And when my gun leaves, it'd be cold, dead hand leaving from you.
See, just because that's in a school, that's the same as on the streets.
You're right.
Going for
You're
revenge.
right. You're right.
It's not just some nut
That was
job.
revenge.
How about this?
Yeah.
The National Rifle Association, in the past 18 days, over 100,000 have joined.
Oh, absolutely.
And they released a statement about the meeting with Biden. Biden says, there are a surprising recurrence of suggestions that we have universal background checks. Not just close the gun show loophole, but total universal background checks, including private sales. I mean, I tell you right now, Jack Wagon City, man.
Agree.
And you know, he talks about these clips, as I told Willie, and I've said it on the air here. People, why do they need a semi-automatic weapon? Here's why you need a semi-automatic weapon. When there's civil unrest in this country and the mobs come to your house, you can wipe out the mob with a semi-automatic weapon.
You need all you can get.
You need all you can get.
And if I could buy a tank, I would have a tank.
Absolutely.
In my backyard.
Absolutely. Absolutely.
Loaded and ready to go.
Right. And the NRA, relative to the meeting with Biden, said, we were disappointed with how little this meeting had to do with keeping our children safe and how much it had to do with the agenda to attack the Second Amendment. And you know what? I'm going to use this as an analogy. At Thomas More, they didn't know when they first built Thomas More from the parking lot. When I went there, everybody walked on this dirt trail, which was a straight line from the parking lot to the school. Nobody walked on the sidewalks. And I told my dad, I said, Dad, what's that all about? Why didn't they put the sidewalk? He goes, that's funny you mention that. He goes, when they built the school and put the parking lot out there, we actually decided, let's see where everybody walks, and then we'll know where to put the sidewalk. You know what? This whole thing with guns in schools, what happens? This shooting happens. Record number of Ohio school teachers want to get concealed carry and want a gun. I mean, they're the ones in the class. So how funny is it that the Democrats, those teachers in the classroom, and every educator, Cheryl, her mom said this, Sarah said the same thing, they particularly didn't want to carry a gun, but somebody that felt comfortable with it and wanted to do it, have at it. So won't it be hilarious that, okay, when there's a gun shooting in a school, which is not hilarious, they call the person with the gun to come shoot the bad guy with the gun. Is it going to be funny that the people in the school that want to have the guns, they're going to stop them from having the gun? And then there'll be another school shooting. I mean, how messed up is that? These teachers like, no, 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 we're not going to let you have that gun. The teacher saying, no, I want to have my gun. I want to have my gun. Then there'll be a school shooting, and the teacher will be like, what? If I would have had my gun, I would have shot that guy.
You think about it. It makes only sense. If I know Bulldog has a pistol in his pocket,
yep,
I'm going to leave Bulldog alone.
Yep.
If I know Sarah got a pistol in her purse, say, hey, baby, how you doing? Keep on walking.
Right.
But if I know Sarah, 100-pound Sarah ain't got no pistol,
right,
and I want to beat Sarah up, I can smack her around.
Right.
But if the pistol will stop it every time.
Get this. On Sunday, December 17th, 2012, 2 days after the Sandy Hook shooting, a man went into a restaurant in San Antonio to kill his ex-girlfriend. After he shot her, most of the people in the restaurant fled next door to the theater. He followed him into the theater so he could shoot more people. He started shooting at him. There was an off-duty county deputy at the theater. She pulled out her gun and shot the man 4 times before he could kill anyone.
Yeah, and how much run did that get?
This was only covered in San Antonio. No national news coverage with that. If that off-duty deputy did not have that gun, lots of people would have been killed. Why? Because a good guy would have had the gun. Good man with gun, good woman with gun, kills bad guy.
That's how it should.
I mean the lack of common sense. Juan Williams, what a jackwagon he is. On Bill O'Reilly last night, on Hannity, they had that story about that guy going through the crawl space, and this guy's talking to his daughter on the phone, telling him how to shoot, and she shot. Okay? What's wrong with that? Juan Williams goes, well, she could have called. He was against her having a gun to shoot a guy that was going to kill him.
Yeah. I'll just wait for the cops.
They would rather somebody die than them have a gun. I mean, these people are freaking warped.
But you think about the Second Amendment. It was put there to protect us from the same people that these people are trying to get.
Exactly. All the commentary on it. It was to protect us from the government.
That's right. And you better leave it there, and you better buy you some more guns.
But just so everybody knows, I am. I'm going to get a. Willie bought me a gun. I forget what it's called, but it's a real small gun, and he says it's real light and everything else. I'm getting one for me and my wife. I'm going to get one of those semi-automatic weapons. Our house will have one of those weapons. Why? Man, it gets crazy in this country. And by the way, Willie and I are agreeing on this. It's going to get crazy in this country.
Oh, absolutely.
I firmly believe that there is going to be a freaking cataclysmic, I mean, it's going to get wild. Now, I'm not saying we won't overcome it after we go through the storm, but I really do think there's going to be massive civil unrest here before long.
If they try to change it.
Too many people are freeloading, and the people that don't have, and something's going to give.
It has to.
It's going to go. So anyway, it's a real upbeat talk in there for Friday, isn't it?
We're supposed to be upbeat?
How about Louisiana Republican Governor Bobby Jindal? He's proposing to get rid of the state's personal and corporate income tax. How you like that?
Good move for the state.
And how about this? Remember they were making fun of Mitt Romney when he said he needed a binder full of women? Well, there was a book that was written about the Obama administration, and Anita Dunn and the rest were complaining it wasn't female friendly. Well, guess what? They have far fewer females appointed than any recent president, or blacks for that matter. Charlie Rangel says, he's a liberal, it's embarrassing as hell. We've been all through this with Mitt Romney, and we were very hard with Mitt Romney with the woman binder and a variety of things, and I kind of think there's no excuse with the second term.
It's true. Absolutely.
And guess who voted for Barack Obama in large numbers? The women.
Yeah, my wife.
Yeah.
My wife, she took my vote.
My wife the first time, not second time. I talk some sense into you. Got any traffic there, Sarah?
We do, but it's in Hamilton, so I'm not
Yep.
happy.
No traffic.
Go ahead and tell that people.
Hillbillies can't stay on the damn road up there.
Go ahead and tell them.
14.
In Hamilton, there is a disabled vehicle. The center lane is blocked on I-275 westbound at 7:47.
Ran out of gas. Poor guy.
Gotta put gas in those things, idiots.
Luska's still trying to get out.
He used his food stamps for the strip joints and the bars and everything.
He made a mistake. They don't put gas in it. They pull them with horses.
That's right. That's right. Buggy broke an axle, broke a wheel.
Oh, crazy, man. Hamilton. We love you, Hamilton.
No, we don't.
Hamilton used to be one of my favorite places when I was in high school, coming back from Indiana.
Where'd you grow up?
Down here in Cincinnati. I went to school in this building in elementary school.
No way.
Yes, I did.
It was wooden back
That's
then.
right, it was wood. Had a little shack out back.
About
when we did our house.
1906, 07, somewhere in that. 7.
Is that about right, saying 7?
How about
No.
how about that teacher who stomped on the American flag when he was talking about these are just icons or whatever, and this is just a cloth and everything else. Stomped on it, and the class was kind of stunned, and he said, "Well, you guys reacted better than the last class. One girl screamed at it."
He made one mistake.
What's that?
He stomped on somebody else's flag.
Ah!
You cannot stomp on my flag. Now, you want to stomp on your flag?
You know,
I'll support you 100%.
There's some crazy things going on in schools, and I figured out why. Yesterday, we heard from Karen Lusk, who is a teacher from up in Wellston, Ohio. And we said,
What subject does she teach?
what subject do you teach? And she says, colors, numbers, and letters.
Colors, numbers, and
We were like,
letters.
you teach seniors in high school?
Yeah.
We were like, well,
So they're college
colors,
ready. Good.
numbers, and letters. Sarah, you taught English. Did you ever have to teach colors, numbers, and letters, Dixie?
No, they were past that point.
They were past that point.
Luckily.
Good for them.
What
Have you ever met this girl?
I have not.
Oh, that's right. When she was at the office, you had already
I
gone.
left already. I've never met her.
She works from 6 to 2.
Wait till you see this piece of work. It's
She wants to come back and do it again. She's the one that took 2 hours and 20 minutes to get here from Covington.
Right.
Yeah, but
It's
you didn't
because
help
she didn't
out.
have my traffic report.
Oh my! We were given a traffic report on her. Ladies and gentlemen, the American jury, this is the breakup song by the Greg Kiln Band. When we come back, we'll have more Radio Superbity. We got 2 more hours to do on ClassX Radio. This is the Bulldog on ClassX Radio. You're not going to believe this, Sarah. Mona says she's sick.
I just got the same text message.
Jeez. What am I going to do?
fire her ass.
I think I will. Guess what? Rabbit Hash says that if anybody comes down there to take their guns, there's going to be smoke on the water from the guns. Pow, 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 pow. By the way, I'm going to give you a movie tip, folks. Don't go see Life of Pi. It sucks. Remember, Saturday night, down at the Madison Theater, which is tomorrow night in Covington, there's a band called Sign of Life. It's a Pink Floyd cover band. And us truly, Morning Crew, will be down there to introduce the band. Sarah, you going to be able to make that?
I didn't know about it.
Yeah, I told you about it.
Saturday night?
And by the way, just so you know,
It's date night.
we're going to go down. Cody can come. We're going to go down.
Cheese.
We're going to be there at 8:30. We'll be done by 9:15. If you and Cody want to,
She's
stop
taking
down.
Cody to Chuck E.
Wow, that is terrible.
What?
Jeez, oh,
Isn't that
was
where we're
bad.
going?
That was bad. Why, is there a birthday party or something?
No.
Okay.
This is
Garrett
an
just thinks
age
he's funny.
thing. It was making fun of the age thing.
I know what you were doing.
It's
Wait, don't you understand? Chuck E. Cheese, they had some of the worst fights ever in restaurants. So that's the place to go if you want to bang.
yeah, that is.
Are
You
you
want to hang out in Chuck E. Cheese's? Look for marital disputes.
Are you gonna, you know where I'd like to hang out at?
Where?
This would be totally unethical. But the best place I could hang out would be an emergency room.
Ooh, yeah.
That's going to get you in trouble.
I mean, if I did do that,
What is you in trouble?
I'm not an ambulance chaser. That's just a
Yeah, that would be
ambulance chasing
at its finest.
at its finest. Acting like you're just hanging out in the emergency room. Oh, you got hit by a car. Here's my. I happen to be a lawyer. I just happen to be in here. I came in to use the bathroom.
You should get your office in the
Oh my God, that'd been fun. One of the stalls set up. This is the branch office of the Bulldog.
You do know they have.
You know, I'm going to write a comedy one time about practice law. I'm actually writing down notes. That'd be a funny one right there.
Well, no, you're the setting.
I want Will Ferrell. I want Will Ferrell to play the lawyer.
Yeah.
We're funny. January 19th. Everybody with a gun is supposed to like protest, like show up at your town square and say, "We got guns. We got guns." By the way, speaking of lawyers, I need lawyers. If you're a lawyer that's listening to me right now, and you need a job, email me. I'm not kidding you. I need lawyers. Everybody talks about their bad. All these people can't find jobs. Call me.
Did you realize a long time ago we had this discussion? The
Yep.
reason these people can't find jobs because they don't have the intelligence to do a job.
Could be.
That's the absolute fact.
How about this? Al Gore, you know, sold Al Jazeera. And everybody's been talking about how hypocritical this was. The people from current TV are upset. And I came to the realization last night. O'Reilly interviewed Beck about it, and they just were the vanilla comments about hypocritical and everything else. And once again, I outshined Beck and O'Reilly. And it struck me. The current television channel was doing very bad. And if you peel back what went down is this. They realized that it was a matter of time they were going to lose their ass. And they looked around and they said to themselves, well, here's our options. We're going to go down, or we can sell to Al Jazeera. And they chose Al Jazeera in a move because they were going to, I mean, I'll bet you if you analyze this thing, they were desperate, and Al Jazeera obviously would pay a premium to get the market. And here's another thing that they were talking about Al Gore hating America. He used to wear the American flag pin on. Well, here's what happened there. He does hate America. He is so bitter. I would say that Al Gore might be the most bitter presidential loser in American history. I mean, Romney said, oh, hell with it. I'm going to go spend time with my family. Al Gore is just bitter. I mean, have you ever seen isn't he? I mean, but Michael Dukakis wasn't as bitter as Al Gore. Al Gore felt like he was entitled. He won the popular vote, but he's bitter.
And he didn't get the office. But the fact is, he sold this cable access. True.
Yeah, current.
But then Warner Cable dropped it.
You're right.
Well, so what was the value at?
Well, that's another thing that's going to be interesting. These people are going to start dropping. I mean, there's got to be some people that start dropping.
Yeah. So what? This money is going to Al Gore, and what he sold was nothing.
Yeah, he's going to get apparently $100 million.
Well, how come you can't make a deal like that?
I don't own a cable network yet, but we're going to.
Oh, you're working on it.
Bulldog Nation. By the way, the television thing is going very, 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 very well.
Well, you got something to put on.
And we need your participation, Don.
I'm gonna participate.
All right.
I can't participate every day and all day, but
That's okay. Well, you got an open invitation to come in here when you can. What's your work schedule like these days?
I told you I'm a sub.
You're a sub, I
Yes,
see.
and they use me when they need me.
Well, when you don't sub, you're welcome to stop by anytime you want. And how about this? Al Gore, well, we'll say, not Al Gore, I mean this Lou guy, but I want to say that when we come back. Ladies and gentlemen of the American jury, this is a great song. By the way, we also pick out songs Bill Spry sends us, and it's kind of funny. We ought to show him how we do it. At the next break, let's show him how we pick
We can
music.
do it on the air?
No, I don't want to do it on the air. I want to do it at the break.
I get to pick a song?
No, you don't.
Oh, come on. Just
No.
one. One song a day.
Well, I tell you right now, when you come in, you get to pick a song.
Get to pick a song.
Pick a song.
We play the whole song?
It better be a good. Yeah, we get to play the whole song.
I picked nothing but the best.
This is one of my top 10 feel-good songs of all time. Boston, More Than a Feeling. On ClassX Radio. That I got a break yesterday. The night before, or was it last night? No, last night. Last night, a police officer friend of mine called and referred me a case against other officers from a different department. And what these officers did is unbelievable. And he goes, I hate them. I said, I hate them too. See, you know, it's just like anything. All police officers don't like all police officers.
Oh,
It's like lawyers. Lawyers, you know what, lawyers are probably some of the most jealous, anal profession there are.
I thought y'all were in love with each
Oh,
other.
God.
No.
No.
All of them
Hey,
like,
Sensible Don, looking at our wall up there.
yes.
Okay, you don't recognize Cheryl Teagues there in the pink bikini?
Is that show T?
Yeah.
Okay.
Now, next to her, do you remember? Can you tell what supermodel that is?
No, who is that?
Uh,
That's before she was a supermodel, right?
no, I kind of forget what it was. But looking at all those posters up there, which poster do you think, or which girl would you think would be like the hottest? Besides Sarah, because she's present.
Well, Bo Derek.
Bo Derek. All right, number 2.
Let's see.
Raquel.
No, is that not Welch?
That's Raquel.
That's Raquel, yeah. Raquel Welch.
Next.
Oh, you make me go up and down the line. Well,
Say the one in the...
I would say Elizabeth, but she didn't have the right kind of body.
That's okay, Gary. Don't say. Don't say. Somebody might be listening. All right. Have a little fun with Sensible Don. Just check things out there.
Well, Raquel Welch.
By the way, I did hire another lawyer yesterday. She is the diversity recruiter at Chase Law School. Her name is Elise Pilson. And she's got a little office actually in Avondale. We're going to have a branch office in Avondale. Pretty good place for the Bulldog.
Oh,
I told her, I said, you and me, co-cup was good. She is African American. She's smart, great personality, and she's coming on board. I'm excited.
Avondale, I wonder why you didn't make that move a long time ago.
You know, I'm representing at Avondale shooting the Dantes O'Neill and Bobby Matthews, but I'm going to have a little office in Avondale.
Okay. Sounds good. You're not that close to me.
I know.
Barn
We'll
Hill.
stop in and have lunch with you.
Anytime. The porch is always open to you. You can't come in the house. The white folks aren't
I
allowed in the
like
house.
that. The porch is always open.
No white folks allowed. They got a sign.
That big sign.
Upside down. No whites allowed.
No whites allowed. That's funny.
No whites allowed. And then you say,
Are there any whites that live in Avondale?
Oh yeah, we just had some whites moving in. We had,
This sounds like some white people talking about, hey, there's some blacks moving in. Go ahead, this is fun.
So
This is like reverse moving in.
they moved in down the street, and we had a couple moved in early. They must have told their friends, "Hey, Don's on that street. Let's move in." And when you come to my street, always recognize my house,
Right.
because I have the American flag flying. I'm the only American on that street. In fact, I'm the only American in Barn Hill.
Really?
That's right.
I think a lot of people have.
Oh my
My
goodness.
flag flies all the time.
Now, Sensible Don, Avondale. They went for Obama?
No.
Are you're the only one?
And I can't understand why each one of them was expecting a new Cadillac that next day, and it didn't show. They got really upset behind that.
Yeah.
I got a story.
How about their taxes coming out? That, you know, some of these people that do have jobs. Wait a minute, I thought I wasn't going to have to pay more taxes.
I have a friend that's a doctor that works for Mercy, and he started crying about the additional $200 they took out of his check for income tax. Not was it payroll tax?
Ah.
And I said, well, you voted it in. You say you wanted to.
You're right.
You want to give money away. Why would you get upset about it? That's what you want.
That's what they wanted, and that's what they got. How about UK last night? 16-point lead, and then they came back, and then they had to hold on to beat Vanderbilt. I hate Vanderbilt's floor. I just hate it.
They got that like raised up floor.
Yes.
Don't
The coach has got to coach at each end
they? Yeah.
instead of on the side.
That's right. They sit under the basket.
What the hell's that all about?
Somebody's idea. You know, every time Dallas lost this year,
You thought
I would see your face just as bright. I said, I can see this man. He's going berserk.
I want to tell you something. I actually did, and I just kind of said hell with them. I really did. And the next thing I know, by God, they got a chance to win their division.
Yeah.
They wouldn't have gone far, though. How about this? The Cavalcade of Customs. Is anybody here going? I'm not.
No.
Sorry, Cavalcade.
Not a
Well, it's
chance.
Friday, Saturday, Sunday. How about you, Sarah? You and Cody going?
No, we won't be in attendance there.
You won't be in attendance. Not my kind of thing.
I love how she gives the complete response.
2 movies start.
The hell
Gangster
no.
Squad at 0 Dark 30.
Gotta see that.
Yeah.
You know, Sean, I want to see both of those. How about 0 Dark 30 director and Argo director Ben Affleck not making the nominations and the Oscar nominations? And that, of course, is coming up at 8:35 from Abby Levine from Times Square.
You do know those nominations about politics.
Yes, I do.
Since Ronald Reagan.
Barack Obama nominated his chief of staff, Jack Lew, to replace Timothy Geithner as Treasury Secretary. I saw him last night. He talks about Lew is one of the men of the greatest integrity. Well, they played last night Jeff Sessions, senator from Alabama, grilling him in February of 2011, 2 years ago. And he said that the budget that they've got proposed, they're going to reduce the debt. Lying. In fact, you know that budget that got voted down 100 to nothing was his budget. So they're going to make this guy Treasury Secretary. And by the way, Obama said this of Timothy Geithner: when the history books are written, Tim Geithner's going to go down as one of our finest secretaries of the Treasury. He says that on the birthday eve of Alexander Hamilton. It's an outrage.
Who's going to write this book?
Yeah, who wants to write a book about him?
Wait,
Pretty boring stuff, isn't it?
Who wants to write a book?
you would definitely
Read a
recognize
book.
the signature.
Am I right?
Rolls-Royce set a record in sales. See, the rich get richer. Their cheapest model, the cheapest Rolls-Royce.
Well, let me guess. I don't know it.
I could get
This is way over what I thought.
I'd go 350,000.
Too high.
225.
Close, 272.
Okay.
My dad has a Rolls-Royce. This is a funny story. My dad has a Rolls-Royce in Florida. Okay, they keep it down in Florida. Now, he got this Rolls-Royce. It was a used one.
Sarah's
From
trying
his
to take
friend.
pictures
No,
of
I didn't
John.
mean to.
Okay, from his friend. From his friend who had passed away, and his wife wanted to get rid of it and sold it to my dad. Apparently it was a steal. But anyway, so my mom and dad, when they're in Florida, in Ocala, they're going to get mad if I'm telling a story. They drive around a Rolls Royce. My dad said my dad's kind of famous for like not looking rich, you know, I mean, he's a farmer. He says, I can't drive a Rolls Royce around Independence, it'll destroy my image. So they leave the Rolls in Florida because he doesn't want to be seen. And you know what? That's kind of cool. But I'm still going to buy a Lamborghini one day, and I don't give a damn. I'm going to drive it through Independence.
Yeah. My uncle has one. He paid like, I want to say 500 grand for it, and leaves it down in, got a place in Naples, leaves it down there. It's a Corniche. It's a 69.
I think this one might be.
Convertible.
Oh,
Yeah.
convertible. American Express is going to cut 5,400 jobs. Now, I wonder if Obamacare has got anything to do with that.
Travel
Travel.
has something to do with that.
You think we're going to default on our debt, Sensible Don?
Ain't no doubt about it. We have defaulted on our debt.
How about a traffic update there, Sarah Jones?
In Covington, there's an accident on I-71 northbound. Accident reported on I-75 southbound at Huppel Street. In Cincinnati, the left lane is blocked on I-75 northbound at Ronald Reagan.
Do we have pancakes?
We got pancakes.
Ladies and gentlemen of the American jury, you get to listen to Cheap Trick live. I want you to want me while we start eating pancakes. Did you bring plenty of syrup and butter and
I have to.
Jake probably forgot the damn syrup and butter.
What's a pancake
Jake?
without syrup?
There's no syrup. We're going to send you out to get some. They're going to fire your ass. There's syrup and pancakes.
I mean, you can't eat a pancake without syrup and butter.
There's syrup.
Did you bring the milk? Oh my God!
Jake.
How do you eat pancakes without milk?
Well, it's not a true radio show if I don't get fired.
Well, what do we got, like 6 minutes to wolf these down? We'll be woofing on ClassX Radio. Make sure the video camera's off.
I want you.
Give us a traffic report.
In Cincinnati, there's an
That was the
accident.
water running. I'm sorry. I was late. Had to get some water for the pancakes.
There's an accident on Beachmont Avenue at Worcester Pike, a disabled vehicle on McHenry at Westwood Northern, and an accident on US 22 at I-275.
All right, now make some stuff up, because Dog's not back yet.
I can make some stuff
Oh,
up.
Dog, yeah, Dog's not back.
I had to get you one, Gary. Because Jake took
thank
yours.
you.
By the way, we found a revelation why everybody was gone. Jake doesn't like syrup. How do you not like syrup, man? I don't know. Ladybug is going to do traffic on Monday. Angie Prickle is going to do... I wonder how many times you go through life, Prickle. They say something about pickle.
Prickle butt. I call her names. I'm going to... Wait, is she coming in?
Yeah, she'll be here on a Tuesday.
Oh, great.
Scared to tear her apart.
I'm gonna rip her up.
Why do people want to do this? I don't know, Gary. You're going to scare them all off.
I know. My mom wants to come in.
Oh, when are we going to schedule her?
I don't know.
Wednesday?
Maybe Wednesday or Thursday.
Well, you talk to Mom and we'll let her come in and do her thing.
Sarah's got Fridays on lock. She
Yes!
loves this. She wishes, she was telling me off air that she wants to come in every day again.
Oh yeah.
No, I can tell you, she
We must
wants.
have been off air on that point.
She'd rather be at work. Hard worker,
Why?
future lawyer,
Oh,
right
yeah.
there.
Work. I hate work.
I love it.
I might,
You know one of the
I might
reasons.
call off my job.
One of the reasons why I came on last. I mean, I have worked. I've put more hours in this week, probably, than I ever have. I mean, I worked all night. I took a nap from 4 to 5 o'clock last p.m. 4 to 5 p.m. and I've not gone to bed.
I don't know how you do that. I couldn't.
I couldn't do that either.
And one of the things that I told Eric and Merrick last night, I said, I just love what I do. I just love it.
Yeah, but at some point you just want to.
I don't. I love it. I love it all. I love going to court. I love meeting clients. I love helping people. I love the funny crap that happens. You know, there's sad stuff that happens too. Oh, here's a sad one. Yesterday, we detained a client who was, this is so sad, a vicious dog attack that led to losing limbs and nose. Can you imagine? I mean, just absolutely devastating. I mean, that's just sad, but you know, you're going to try to help that person.
That would suck.
Now, here's another one. Yesterday afternoon, this couple came in. This lady owed St. Elizabeth Medical Center some money. And there was some kind of program where St. E sends her in writing a letter that says, we're going to write this off. You don't owe us anything. St. E's law firm sues her. Okay? And she's like, wait a minute. I got this letter. She sends it to the law firm. Law firm ignores it. She doesn't answer. State file a motion for default. She tries to get an answer. It's too late. They get a judgment against her. Then she's peeling it. Well, they contact me, and I get a hold of the lawyer, and I said, what's going on here? Oh, yeah, we messed up. Now they say that. We'll take care of it. Months later, still not dismissed. Now, just imagine, I don't know, because I don't study the law on credit reports, but I know getting sued hurts your credit report, and getting a judgment against you is really bad for a credit report, and it should have never happened at all. So we're going to sue them. I mean, can you imagine that?
Yeah.
I mean, you got it black and white, and you say, wait a minute, you said you forgive it. No.
You know, I have 2 checks at home.
Crazy things happen, man, out there.
I paid them. Bill came. I sent the people money. Then they sent me the checks back. Then I get a late notice. I said, well, I got a check. Can you send it back to me? Well, we have to work on this. Can you send the check back? Okay, send the check back. They cash that check, and then they send me a check for the amount of money from their account.
Oh, my goodness.
I said, hey, it's to the point I got 2 checks laying at home now from my dentist that they didn't cash. They just sent it back to me.
You know, one of the things I shared yesterday a little bit about the way that, you know, I'm a confident guy, but, you know, I got gifts that God gave me, and I feel, this is kind of what I always felt like I was called to do something. And 2 things that I feel like I was called to do is be a lawyer and be president, because I need to take over this country and get it back in shape. But anyway, I marvel I think people forget about this. I mean, a lot of people forget about this. I marvel every day, every single family, there's stuff they've got to go through. I mean, I don't go over its health, if it's financial, if it's relationship. I mean, life ain't easy, man.
It's tough.
And then when you come along a jackwagon that makes your life a little harder instead of being a little easier, that's the worst. I mean, you know, it's like, man, it's hard enough as it is. Don't kick me while I'm down. But, man, they will kick you while they're down.
You got 500.
This young lady right here, went right here in 1 year went through the top 7 stressors that you could go through besides the death of somebody. Other than the death of somebody, she went through 7 all at once. All at once. And these people, these mean son of a, they want blood, man. What the hell?
Sons of bitches.
Sons of bitches.
Let's kick some ass, sir. We're going to get some revenge.
I mean, it cracks me up how just plain flat out mean people are. Mean.
I'm mean.
I can say this with a straight.
Nice.
I can say this with a straight face. I'm being serious. I have never, ever, ever, as an attorney, done something that was mean and hateful, where somebody like I didn't give somebody a chance to make something right. You know what I'm, like I've had people where I could push them off the cliff and I didn't push them off the cliff, figuratively. You know, it's like, hey, you know, just make this right. I believe you got to give people a chance to make something right. I mean, how many, let me see, okay, your trial coming up, dirty.com. How many times did you ask them to just please take this down? 12?
No, 27.
27. 27 times the dirty.com has asked, will you just take down this libel? And they don't. So, in fact, I remember when she first contacted me, I says, well, let me write them a letter. So, I wrote them a letter. I mean, and they didn't. So what do? You sue them because it's like, what the hell? Then you get mocked for suing them for something that they shouldn't have done in the first place. It's crazy.
They mocked you about it?
Oh, they mocked her. They mocked me. My daughter Erica is at a party the last day of law school and is dancing with her boyfriend and gave him a kiss. Somebody took a poster of it and sent it in and made a big deal about it. They actually used some bad words. I think they used the S word and the W word on, of course, they're, you know, my daughter. Like, are you freaking kidding me? So, because I'm involved in this, and by the way, my daughter wouldn't do anything wrong. And they do that. Scumbaggy people, baby.
If it makes you feel any better, I'd never heard of the dirty.com until your case.
Mean people. Oh, here's the other thing, like, mean, dumb lawyers. I got picked on because of the wrong party at first. Well, when our research, we thought they were the right party. They have this little game that we played. Well, we got it corrected. People thought, oh, the wrong party. Too late. No. When we knew it was the wrong party when we released the default judgment of $11 million, because we said, hey, this will scare the hell out of people. It'll make them realize this is what can happen if you do this. So we knew it wasn't going to be a collectible judgment. But now we got the right people, and they're standing in the crosshairs. I just cannot believe mean people. Mean people suck. Isn't there a bumper sticker? I like that bumper sticker. Mean people suck. Don't they?
Probably. Yeah.
Probably.
Is that the kettle called the
hey, Garrett, I'm sorry that hit so close to home. I'm really... Hey, how are you going to treat your mom? Are you going to fire your mom? Mom, you're fired.
She sucks, she's gone. And I'll tell her.
I love it. Ladies and gentlemen, American jury, I'm going to make you feel good. This is Genesis. My only Genesis song I really like, to be honest with you. Follow You, Follow Me on ClassX Radio. This is the Bulldog on ClassX Radio. It's time for some football. Are we going to do it like we can do it? Have you ever, you've not heard our New York sports report? We'll do it normal.
Stoner, New York.
I do New York. I can't do Stoner very well.
I love the Stoner.
Let's do something. We would do African American. I got a question though. Isn't it funny? Like if we did like a Speedy Gonzalez Hispanic sports show, we'd be allowed to. We do Asian, we'd be okay. If we did a black sports talk show, there'd be a nationwide uproar.
Even if I did it.
No, you're right.
You're right.
Gosh dang it. How about a gay? Can we do a gay?
No, you're in trouble with that.
Oh, no. We should do a gay.
No, Sarah's shaking her head. Maybe that's not.
Why, Sarah?
She says no.
Sarah studied the law.
I'm looking out for you guys.
Can't wait for the Ravens game this weekend.
You do that really well. What are you trying to
New
say?
York.
Peyton Manning. He's a hottie.
Oh my God.
The stoner, man.
We can have stoner, man.
games this weekend, Don.
Baltimore is just so rod, man.
Sitting up taking a nasty rip off my bong and then just sitting on the couch with some chicken wings and watching the games, man.
Hey, guess what, man? Baltimore is playing Denver.
Oh, it's on
It's
Saturday.
Mile High Stadium, man. Mile High.
There's so much
Could you
thinner.
imagine being a
Mile High. I can't believe it.
It's higher than airplanes. Man.
I know. It's high and it's a mile, so they call it Mile High.
That is clever.
In the Packers, man, they're 49ers.
They playing?
Yes.
Who's the winner there?
Ooh,
Green
that's
Bay.
gonna be a good game.
Green Bay
Where's
wins.
the game? Where's that game?
San Francisco. San Francisco's been playing bad. Green Bay's rolling. Green Bay wins. Denver beats
That's one of
Baltimore.
the better games.
Denver beats
I
Baltimore.
go along with that.
Yeah.
Seattle and Atlanta. Seattle.
I think Seattle.
I think
Atlanta sucks.
Atlanta's
in the playoffs.
overrated, man.
Soft.
They're soft.
Sarah, your thoughts? Thank you.
Houston and
What's
New
the
England.
next game?
Houston and New England.
New England.
New England, yeah.
Yeah, it's pretty
for
easy.
sure.
Okay, Sarah, let's get Sarah's picks.
That's the late game on Sunday, isn't it?
Yeah,
Yes.
Baltimore at Denver.
Denver,
Green Bay at San Francisco.
Green Bay,
Seattle and Atlanta.
Seattle,
Houston and New England.
New England.
She picked the same one,
Exact same ones.
except you picked San Francisco.
Besides you.
Oh, yeah. Well,
In other
we
words,
had
we're
that
right
on
and you're
Saturday.
wrong. Isn't it weird? There's only 4 football games left in America now
That's
Well,
true.
this weekend.
of this weekend. But it's sad, man. I miss my
To
football.
the next.
Well, we haven't discussed Notre Dame yet.
Yes.
Brian Kelly. What the hell's he doing going to talk to the Eagles?
Is it the Eagles or Cleveland?
The Eagles.
Eagles.
Cleveland's already
Cleveland
hired somebody.
fired,
Let me tell you,
Shids.
this is my opinion. There's got to be something to it for this reason. You don't mess up, you don't risk messing up your recruiting by doing that.
No,
Recruiting
yeah.
time, right?
The first thing I thought of was, must be legitimate, because I mean I saw that U.S. Army football game. He had 8 guys from there that was headed there. I mean, good players. I mean, so come on. And somebody thought, I don't know who that was that mentioned it. Maybe he's using it as a leverage to go back to get some, because he's not paid like an SEC coach.
He's paid like a multi-millionaire.
I know.
He's getting paid plenty.
Brian Kelly's a jumper.
You could be right though.
He's a
He might
jumper.
be trying to just say, "Hey, I'm not opposed to leaving."
And the Eagles are in disarray, but then again, Notre Dame was in a disarray. Here's another thought. Brian Kelly has taken Bowling, was it Central Michigan, wherever it was,
Central Michigan.
UC, and now Notre Dame. It's like, well, he didn't win the national championship, but
He's a proven commodity.
prove it. Why don't you go? But you know what, though? It never works. Dude, let's face it. College coaches, NFL, it doesn't work.
Well, Pete Carroll at work, but didn't Pete Carroll try before he went back to USC? Wasn't he in the NFL?
I don't know.
Carroll,
Went
yes,
to college, then he went to the NFL,
Right.
then back to USC. Sucked in the NFL, I think, the first
Right.
time, and now he's having success with Seattle.
Yeah. I don't
like
know.
Pete Carroll.
I don't
Screwed
like.
over all those.
I don't
players.
like him. And Brian Kelly, people get caught up on it, Let's face it, they're all mercenaries.
He's businessmen.
They're all mercenaries.
That's what businessmen.
Yeah. You got to just.
Pay the athletes.
Okay.
Pay the college kids to play.
What's
That's what
missing from the Bengals offense?
I would say another big-time wide receiver and offensive line help.
What about a tight end?
Yeah, tight end doesn't drop the first pass thrown to him in a playoff game.
Gresham's.
First 3.
I think Gresham's fine. He's a.
He reminds me of who Dallas
He's
got rid
soft.
of and went to Washington. Dallas got rid of their
Cooley?
tall, so no, their tight end that they drafted, thought he was going to be all that, and he was soft. Jason Witten isn't soft.
Yeah,
But that's the problem. I can say this, but you can't, of course. They need a big, strong white boy to break that in.
You're right. We cannot say that.
That's right. You can't say that. But that's what they need. They can catch the ball
I'd
over
take
the
a
middle, no
big,
man.
strong black guy.
I'd take a big, strong Hispanic guy at tight end.
There's only about 3 tight ends in the league.
Gonzalez.
Change. change the actual game. Like Rob Gronkowski for New England.
Witten does for Dallas, man. I'm telling you. What about
Jimmy Graham?
What about the Ravens? He and Miller for Pittsburgh. Those are good.
Those are outstanding tight ends. Right?
Yeah.
They're good, they're solid, but they're not game changers.
Isn't it amazing how we talk politics and everything else, but we really do sports better than Segman?
Oh, Seg is horrible.
I mean, you know what I'm saying? Segman doesn't do sports as near as good as we do.
Speaking of traffic,
Or Wildman. What about
Wildman's a fat piece of crap.
Oh, thank you for catching yourself.
Yeah.
He wanted a job here, and we said, no way.
Good. First of all, he stinks. Watches porn at the office. And he stinks.
By the way, here's something that's interesting. I know a television station who told me that they did some kind of an analysis of people in Cincinnati, you know, as far as their I don't know, likability or whatever, and they said Wildman was like,
yeah, because
that he wasn't that he's not, you know, he's kind of already done, over with.
Yeah, he's running scores.
He's not like you, me, and Sensible Don, where we just keep rolling.
You know, he got that job in the first place because he just called in all the time. He would just call the station and talk about sports, and then
who's it?
Wildman.
We got to do traffic. Sarah Jones, what do we got going on in traffic?
In Cincinnati, there's an accident that is blocking the left lane on I-75 northbound. In Burlington, there's an accident on Rogers Lane. In Boone County, there's an accident reported on I-71 and I-75 northbound of Kentucky 388. And in Hamilton, there's an accident on US 22.
What did we tell you about reporting Hamilton accidents? We are not doing it!
I'm trying to help us out here.
If you're just tuning in, despite the fact that we've like quintupled the ratings in the morning in ClassX radio, at the staff meeting, some people took shots at us because our traffic reporters have been lacking lately. We're saying Hamilton Avenue and Hamilton when one didn't mean the other. And we're like, come on, stop picking on us.
When you go from one listener to 37, that's more than quintupling, isn't it?
Yes! And you know, I think the problem with our traffic reporters is that they forgot that they're not, you know, teaching colors, letters, numbers. I hope Karen's listening.
No, hey. She can't. There's no way she picks up the station now.
She listens online. She listens every day.
Online,
she listens online every day.
Surprised they got the internet.
We love you, Karen. Thanks for driving 2.5 hours down here and then 2.5 hours around Cincinnati trying to find us. We hope you got home like within 24 hours.
Again, Sarah, I apologize.
What song we got next?
Calling you a hillbilly.
What song we got next?
And not, that's a good question.
We gotta have a good song.
Yeah.
We gotta have a good song. Sensible Don, what do you think the Bengals need? Oh, you already told us.
I tell you, a tight end and a quarterback that don't mind throwing the ball.
But you know what? I think their quarterback's a good quarterback. I like him.
He's a good quarterback, but he's scared.
But obviously he's got a Romo-itis in playoffs. You guys got the same problem we do at Dallas. What do we got?
Little Joan Jett.
Yes! My favorite Joan Jett song, I Hate Myself for Loving You. On Class. This has got the best beat. Right here, baby. On ClassX Radio. This is the Bulldog on ClassX Radio. You know, the flu is like really bad. Oh, before we go to the flu, Tim Tebow doesn't have a team yet. What do you think of that, baby? Tebow, no team. Will anybody take Tebow?
Washington.
Washington?
Why not?
Yeah, you never know.
Yeah. Washington.
Running quarterback there. That's not, you know what? That's not a bad place for him.
Washington.
They're used to having a quarterback that runs the ball.
And he doesn't mind being the second place once the guy comes back. So
that's a good point. Washington. All right.
Jacksonville said
have all of you
no.
gotten the flu shot? Because the flu is like apparently everywhere. Me too. Sarah, flu shot?
No way. I don't get sick.
Well, Mona at the office.
From Anderson.
Remember that movie Drowning Mona?
No.
Well, Mona's sick because she didn't get the flu shot, being a responsible person.
Dumbass.
Do you hate people from Ludlow too?
Shooting Ludlow? Yeah, I can't stand that place. A horrible area of town.
Is there any place you like or anybody you like?
Anderson, Hill,
hey, how about
Montgomery,
Avondale.
Right from Avondale to hellhole. It's a dump.
I'm from the good part of Avondale.
The good part of Avondale. The good part of Avondale.
Yeah.
No, That's funny.
It's like being in the good part of jail. I got a good cell room. I got a good cell.
The good part of jail.
You never guess who one of my neighbors now is what's the boy's name? Gaines. Gaines and Gaines, a lawyer. Leslie.
Oh, Leslie, Isaiah, yeah.
Is he? Neighbor, that's right.
Yeah, he's a good guy. I like Leslie.
Yeah.
I'm not gonna name his name, but I heard there was like a former Cincinnati Bengal, and somebody said something about living down. I said, "What's he living at?" Oh, he lives in a really nice. Are there nice houses in Avondale?
Oh, yeah. They got $500,000 houses in Avondale.
Well, then this guy must have lived in that $500,000
Yeah, it's a
house.
couple of cities.
Maybe I ought to move to Avondale. I want to get the hell out of Kentucky because the state just goes to hell in a handbasket over and over and over again.
Be honest, you want to get out of Kentucky before they lock you up.
Maybe.
No time about it.
Maybe.
Nice home. I got a nice house on my street, across the street from me.
We're glad you got a nice house
On my street.
on your street.
My house.
Nice house on the street.
How many cardboard boxes did it take you to construct it?
The house across the street, 4.
That's probably pretty cool.
Before we move to the next subject, how about a traffic report there, young Mrs. Jones?
The left lane is blocked on
Where you
I-75
from, Sarah?
northbound. I'm from Northern Kentucky, Independence. Eric and I live about 5 minutes away.
So you call her a hillbilly?
Don't do it.
You're calling your co-consul a hillbilly? It's not right, man. Go ahead, Sarah. Continue.
In Burlington, there's an accident on Rogers Lane at Camp Ernst Road. In Covington, there's an accident and the right shoulder is blocked on I-71 southbound.
Talk
And-
about dump, Covington.
In Hamilton, there's an accident on US 22. And an accident on Winton Road southbound at Compton Road.
Very good.
I'm going to bring my wife up to talk to you. She's from Covington.
Is she really?
Born, raised there.
The good part of the expensive part of
Ah, the
Covington.
good part of Covington.
The good part of Covington.
She live right down the street from that bar we went to. Was that in Newport or Covington?
I don't know.
Well, we went. You and I was doing
Newport.
Newport, down the street. Is she from Covington? Is she from Newport?
She's from Newport.
No, she's from Covington.
Was it Beale Street we ate? Where did we eat?
No, we ate at
The brass ass?
Montgomery place, Montgomery Inn.
Montgomery Inn.
Yeah, but when we had the show at the bar upstairs.
Man, you have lost me.
Oh, these probably talking about the comedy
Oh, the
show.
Funny Bone?
Yeah,
That's
Funny-
Newport.
That's Newport.
That's Newport.
And she's from Covington.
Okay.
She takes me by our old house all the time, says she wish she had never left. And then she looks at me. I wonder what that means.
That means you better buy that cardboard box over there in Covington. Better move boxes here real quick.
My 2 boxes, they stay.
Let's play the clip. Piers Morgan, after getting the petition to kick his ass out of here because he doesn't like America anyway, he makes fun of the Constitution, called it, we have a little book. Larry King even freaking said he was a jackwagon.
He definitely is.
You know, one of the things about Larry King, he had his niche. He was known as the softball interviewer, but that was a nice niche. If you wanted a nice, you know, if you were a star or you were somebody famous and you wanted to get out there and have an interview that wasn't going to bust your gut, that was the place to go.
Maybe improve your public image a little bit.
I got one opinion of Larry King.
What's that?
His wife is absolutely beautiful.
Yes, she is.
That's the only thing I can say about that.
Ladies and gentlemen, the American jury, we give you the best Jimi Hendrix song of all time. Happens to be Dusty Baker's favorite song, as I always like to point out. It's also Larry Lawrence, my lawyer friend, has this song on his phone when you call it. You get this song. I said, good choice on ClassX Radio. ClassX Radio? That'll be fun, won't it? We just recorded me as Sensible Don's receptionist in his cell phone, so if you call Sensible Don now on his cell phone, you'll get to hear me. I get to answer. That is an honor, Sensible Don.
And guess what? The offer is, if you take Bulldog and I to dinner, he'll be called on your phone too.
I like that idea. We're gonna, you know what? We gotta come up with a name for you. You've got, you know, your Sensible Dons. You've already got a nickname, but You're the king of Avondale now.
That's right. Can I be the king of
The
Avondale?
king of Avondale. And you know what? We need you, since I got a law office now in Avondale, we're going to need you to be like the marketing guy at Avondale.
Take care of that.
Well, no, wait. I've got to reconsider this. Let me see. The vote for Obama was 99. Do they still like you that you voted for, not vote for Obama?
Yeah, they love to hate me.
Or who's the most liberal? Who is the flaming liberal? Maybe I need to make a partnership with him. Like you two could do it together. Like whether you're sensible or unsensible. In fact, I came up with a fun game to play on our show one day. I don't know, I come up with some wacky stuff. I thought to myself, how fun would it be to have a contest to what would be the best way to describe all the idiots that voted for Barack Obama and the Democrats without insulting them, like misguided. You know what I'm saying?
Understand.
They don't understand. In other words, like we can have a long laundry list of there are soft criticisms of them. Until then, here is our sometimes misunderstood traffic reporter, Sarah Jones.
The left lane is blocked on I-75 northbound at Ronald Reagan. In Kenton, there's an accident. The right shoulder is blocked on I-71, 75 northbound. In Crestview Hills, there's an accident on Turkey Foot Road at Thomas More Parkway. In Cincinnati, there's an accident on Center Hill Avenue at Highland Ridge Drive. And there's an accident on River Road. And that's all.
That's all. Very good. Thank you very much. Coming up at 8:35, we're going to discuss the Oscars from New York Times Square. We got to report Abby Levine. Let me tell you who Abby Levine is. I want to introduce you who Abby Levine is. Lifetime Channel wanted to do a story about Nicole Howe. And they retained an organization called DIGA, D-I-G-A. And DIGA is ran by the former president of MTV, Tony DeSanto, and the program director, Liz Gately. Jersey Shore, The Hills, all of that they did, that's what they produced. Well, Abby was the person they sent down there, and she has her own production company. And they interviewed Nicole Howe, and then they interviewed me for about an hour and a half. I think Chuck came down there. After they interviewed me, Abby and I and Chuck sat in the conference room, and I told them about all my ideas that I had for television and movies and whatnot. Well, she went back to New York, and they're putting this show together, and I was one of the main characters. If you saw it, it aired My Life as a Lifetime movie on Thanksgiving Eve, and then they replay it all the time. It was funny because when they aired, I got phone calls from all around the country. People wanted me. Nicole was very nice to me. She said complimentary things, and they made me look good, and they made me look kind of funny too, in a good way. So when they're putting it together, I caught their attention, and they said, "Who's that guy?" He said, "Well, he's a Bulldog. He's a pretty interesting character," so forth and so on. And they kind of liked my performance. They liked the fact that when I said, "Teachers, students, sex, everyone goes bonkers."
It's true.
Yeah, pretty much so. But anyway, she is the person that you're going to hear from at about 8:35 to report from New York City. She is our New York pal. Our New York pal. So, New York. By the way, Willie wants me. Willie wants me. I've got to get to. Well, LA's not going to start next week. I got to get up to New York to be on Willie's show. He asked me, he goes, "Man, you got to get up there and be." I'm embarrassed. I haven't done it yet. You know, he got picked up again.
Yeah.
So
people love it.
Sensible Don, we ought to take an entourage up there.
Sounds good to me.
We ought to get a whole group to go up there to Willie's show.
New York, love New York.
Right. Maybe we could go on his show and act like weird, goofy people that he needs. Like, okay, Willie, what do you need? Like, what are we supposed to be? You know, we'll play the role. You know,
We just going to act normal.
Some like whack jobs or normal people, whatever you need, Willie.
We have to make Sarah more aggressive. See, you only weigh 100 pounds. You're allowed to get a bat. You hit people upside the head with it. So when that guy there harass you, get your bat out.
I can do that.
I got your bat. No problem.
You got a concealed carry. By the way, Willie gave me.
Can't do that. I'm on probation.
That's right. You can't. She can't own a gun or be near a gun.
Yeah.
In fact, this is true story. This is true story. On the radio here, I made a comment about where I had a gun, and they made a big deal about it. So, excuse me, I'll move the gun. I'll get the gun out of the office.
Oh, she's really dangerous. Look at her.
You know what I said? I'd rather shoot somebody and go to jail than worry about my probation.
Wait, who made you get the gun out of the office?
The judge.
Oh.
Dude, no, don't say nothing. you have a way. Anyway, Willie says that you can get online. It's Florida outer resident concealed carry, and it's an easier way to carry a gun. But you see, Kentucky has an open. If you don't conceal the gun, you don't need a permit. And so what I'm going to start doing is just carrying the gun locked and loaded with the safety on in my hand wherever I go, like the mall, you know, the courthouse, everywhere I go. Oh my God! I just realized something, Chuck. If you and Chad are in near the federal courthouse in Cincinnati, they took my pocket knife that I got for Christmas, my buck knife. I had to leave it there, and I forgot to get it. The federal government is now confiscating knives.
Unbelievable.
What's going to be next? They take guns. They've taken my knife. What's going to be next?
My machete got to go.
Yeah, big time.
It's only 18 inches long. What's the
I got a switchblade.
Yeah.
Do you?
Yeah.
Carry that around. I'll do a gun.
You know, I never understood the whole thing about switchblades, because I'm like, what's the point? Oh, switches. See, a buck knife is stronger.
No, it's not.
It's not. I watched Tombstone. I watched Tombstone last night.
My knife's cooler than your knife.
I love every scene, including the scene where that opening scene with Doc Holliday playing poker, and he puts the guns out, and he grabs the gun, he takes his knife and nails him, you know.
He cut that guy.
You're a daisy.
You're not a daisy.
Wyatt, you're an oak. Oh, how about Johnny? He's standing there and they're talking. Oh, Johnny, I'm sorry, I didn't know you were still there. You can run along. Billy Bob would just be all, White Earp.
But the comment to Ike, I know what we can do.
Yes, let's have a spelling contest. Oh yeah, let's have a spelling contest.
I love that.
I'd like to know. I never have checked. I'd like to know who wrote that. Here we go. Nobody's that lucky. He was best when he was drunk. Let's have a spell.
Oh, I'm your huckleberry.
Isn't that great? At the end of where he goes, I'm not messing with you. I beg to differ. We're in the game. We didn't finish.
And he told Billy Clinton, well, you're so drunk you see two. He's like, I got two.
I got one for each of you. Ladies and gentlemen of the American jury, good girls don't, but some do. Oh, you're being... I saved you. Oh, this is the knack on ClassX Radio. We're never going to get her back. This is the Bulldog on ClassX Radio. As everybody knows, I began my movie critic career by doing movie reviews for Willie, and they won radio awards. I won 2 Marconis with Willie. He won them for, like, you know, big stuff. I just won them for radio movie reviewers. Bottom line is Lincoln, 12 nominations, and it deserves them all. There were some snubs, of course, but I've seen most of these movies. If you haven't seen Silver Linings, great movie. Life of Pi sucked,
ClassX,
in my opinion. But you know what I see movies as, Sensible Don, is a great escape.
True.
It's an escape, you know. You just go into a theater, it's nice and cool, and you escape.
But you're sitting there looking at Lincoln. You feel like
You're looking at Lincoln, that's right.
You're part of that conversation.
Right. All right, join us now is our New York reporter, Abby Levine, live from Times Square, to give us a full report and analysis of the Oscars. Go ahead, Abby. Well, we want to know where... So am I. It's warm, and we've been having a very good show. We've introduced back to the show Sensible Don. Sensible Don, say hello to Abby.
How you doing? And the next, I'm doing good. Next time I get to New York, we'll take you to Times Square and buy you a hot dog.
Abby, I got to paint the picture for you here. Sensible Don is, he's over 60 years old.
68?
68 years old. He's an African American, and he's a staunch conservative. So he's got a pretty good gig.
Oh, absolutely outstanding movie.
And you know what? I felt like I was watching Lincoln. I mean, he was incredible. I mean, I'm talking about, I felt like I was watching the real Lincoln. He was so good.
See, I felt like I was in the room.
Yeah. Yeah, my wife. Oh. Yeah, my wife wants me to put a Brad Cooper poster in our bathroom.
Yeah,
and I refuse.
he's pretty hot, isn't he, Abby?
Okay.
Would you sleep with him? Yeah.
Which is kind of like the second-rate award out supporting. Kind of like the second-rate reward. You know, you're just supporting. You're not really the main deal. No, you can't. I'll just tease it. I say let her win it. I say let her win it. Jennifer Lawrence does not deserve it for Silver Linings.
Young girl is 9. She did the movie at 5.
Yeah, I love the movie Silver Linings, but she doesn't deserve an Academy Award. No, I did not. I saw them all. I can tell you. I can tell you right now. Django was brilliant. How many directors can take a movie and show the horrors of slavery, tell a romance, and do a comedy all at once? The scene with the hooded riders is one of the funniest scenes of all time in a movie. And I just think Django should be up there. I can't believe that they didn't get the nominations that they should have gotten. Silver Linings was great. Les Miserables was great. Lincoln was the best. I would vote for Lincoln. I've seen them all. Oh, Argo. I can't believe it was a great movie, and I cannot believe that Ben Affleck didn't get a nomination. It's an outrage, Abby. It's an outrage. No. Now, here's what happens, and it's embarrassing. I hope my wife isn't listening. All the 18-year-old girls that work at the Rave Movie Theater in Florence are kind of like my groupies. They listen to the show every morning on the way to school, so they give my wife and I free tickets. I've seen The Master, and it sucked. And did you see it? Oh my God, it was terrible. And they thought this was going to be the greatest movie of the year. It was terrible. Now, Philip Seymour plays a creepy, weird cult leader, but Joaquin Phoenix, I'm like, what a whack job. It was not a good movie. Did you see Life of Pi? It sucked too. My wife liked it, I hated it. Oh, this is a good one. Now, you didn't like it. I thought This Is 40 was hilarious. I tell you what, I'm a big Paul Rudd fan, and I didn't like that actress at first, but I liked her in that movie. But I thought This Was 40 was funny, but go ahead and tell everybody what you thought. Knocked Up and all that kind of stuff, yeah. Yeah, like Knocked Up. Go ahead, again. I didn't know that. Oh my God. Oh my God, I didn't know that. Oh my God. You know what? I would tell you. I'd tell you one thing about that movie. If I was directing a movie, and I don't know how they do it, I can't imagine saying, "Hey, honey, you get to make out and sleep with Paul Rudd in this movie. I get to film it." I mean, that's kind of warped. I think I would pick the ugliest actor in the world that she couldn't fall in love with. I would pick like Wildman Walker. I would cast Wildman Walker to, you don't know him, he's a local slug here. And that's who I would cast. Or Gary Jeff Walker. Or Mark Amazon. Because I know my wife would like not even kiss him. She'd like put her hand in front of him. Well, Abby, thanks for the report. That was a great Oscars report. Any final words? All right, thank you, Abby.
Did you, Avril?
She didn't. She didn't.
Lady.
Yeah, but she didn't get your. Did you sleep with Brad Cooper? The answer: Matthew McConaughey, Brad Cooper. 100% of the women would say yes. 100%. I won't ask you, Sarah. But 100%. 100.
Hey, Sarah, would you,
Garrett?
Absolutely.
I would not.
If I was a girl, I would.
By the way, that's something that's creeping me out about movies and lately. It's like the guys kissing the guy thing is kind of like they do it kind of like for fun. Not me. Give me a script of that. Ain't happening.
Yeah.
It's called How Much They Pay You, Bulldog.
Ladies and gentlemen, the American jury, I need a song right now because I got a bad visual of Garrett kissing Brad Cooper. This is sweet. Fox on the Run on ClassX Radio. This is Bubba. Bubba filling in for Bulldog. Had to go. He asked me and Bubba to fill in. I got to take exception with something that Bulldog said. That Jennifer Lawrence and that Silver Linings. I told Hillary. I said, Hillary, I said, you seen Silver Linings? She said, no. I said, I did. Disagree with Bulldog. What about you?
No, I didn't see it.
You didn't see it?
No.
All right, let's do the week.
Movies.
Let's do
that crap.
Let's do the weekend. What are you doing this weekend, Garrett? You go first.
Big weekend plans to be drunk by 7. Passed out by 8.
Do not forget, we have an 8:30 to 9:15 Madison band introduction for ClassX Radio. Our fans are going to be there. Go ahead.
Tonight I got asked to call a basketball game at my alma mater.
That would be a blast.
So that's what I'm doing tonight. I got to go to Anderson High School.
Who do you play?
Pam Scott, AD, called me earlier this week. I don't know who the hell they play. I don't even know any kids on the team, so Sarah probably does. But I don't know anybody on the team, and
I quit.
Oh my God! Way to
I didn't mean
get rid of our star traffic reporter.
I know.
All right, what about you, Sensible Donna? We're going to move away from Garrett.
Oh, I have to take my wife to dinner tomorrow someplace.
Have to? You should want to.
If I take my wife out to dinner and it doesn't cost $100 plus, I get cursed out when I get home. So I have to
Cheap
pay
ass.
the money first.
Well, spend $200. Go down to Ruth Chris. It'll be $200.
Went there about a month ago.
It was really good.
But she was really upset about her steak.
Really?
She didn't particularly care.
See, ours was good.
Every once in a while, I don't care where you go, you get a bad piece of meat. Even when you're hanging out with me sometimes.
Sometimes wherever you can go, you can get good meat.
That's right.
You can get bad meat.
Right.
There's all kinds of meat.
Right.
And sometimes you get good meat,
Young meat,
bad meat.
old meat.
Turkey at Thanksgiving. Some people like dark meat. Some people like the white meat. Sarah, what are you going to be doing this weekend?
Just studying for the LSAT tonight because I have class in the morning, and then I guess Cody and I are going to make an appearance at this Pink Floyd concert. Is that what
That's right. It's called we don't even care about the name of the band, but
Love to meet Cody.
a tribute band.
I'd love to meet Cody. I'm looking forward to tomorrow.
He's a nice young man.
Good. Yeah.
He doesn't go to Chuck E. Cheese.
Yeah, you guys afterwards, you guys can go down to the.
Now I want to tell. I tell you what I'm going to do. I'm going to work. I hope I get to watch Riley and Reagan a little bit.
How old is Riley now?
19 months, 20 months. Cute as a button. She directs everybody. When you walk in, this is funny. The kid's 19 months. She points and she says, sit. She says, seat. She says, seat. So if we're all in the kitchen, she'll say, Pop Pop, seat. And I'll sit down and she'll say, Mimi, seat. And Mary will sit down. And then Parker will walk in, Paka, seat. And she directs everybody. We are all controlled by a 20-month-old child. We do whatever she tells us. Seat. Up. She's so gosh darn
I think it's
precious.
funny. My little sister, Riley, how do you spell it? R-Y-L-E-E?
R-Y-L-E-E.
That's how we spell it.
And Reagan, little girl, other little girl, that she's only 4 or 5 months, and she's like a concrete block. I call her little Chad. I mean, she's just like, she weighs as much as Riley does. And just sweet as can be, but I hope I get to watch them. I will definitely see a movie, and I will probably sleep a little bit. God, I hope I get to sleep.
What movie will you see?
My wife's 50th birthday's next weekend.
Oh, that's a bit. Why aren't you going out of town?
Wait a minute, I think I just got in trouble. You're supposed to say your wife's birthday. I'm 49, she married. Wait a minute, see? I want to tell you something. You got to leave her alone. My wife married a younger man too, okay? I was Cody to her. All right? I was my wife's Cody.
Right.
You know, some of us guys
What are
can
you, 49,
attract.
she's 50?
Hey, some of us guys can attract older women. You know what I'm saying? So I was my wife's Cody.
Yeah, you were.
Is that
all 8 years. Sarah hates me. It's a fifth.
It is a
Way to go. Way to go, Tommy boy.
Less than four appearances.
You know, we kind of had this plan. Let's neither one of us be Tracy Jones. But no!
Yeah, I'm just I mean, that's...
I know.
I just like to criticize.
We'll hug it out. We'll be like Ari on Entourage. We'll hug it out after the show.
Yeah.
Hug it out. Hug it out at the show. So, okay.
Well, who
What-
they got?
Listen, this is funny. My wife goes, she says, you know how guys, she goes, you're getting my opera cream, you're getting my opera cream cake, don't you? Tradition. I said, oh yeah! As I reached for the pen and the Post-it note. So guess what I did? I left Chad a note. Chad, see me regarding opera cream cake. He has no freaking clue, right? So Chad just sends me a text. God, this is so funny. Hope my wife's not listening. Oh my God, she just sent me a text. I could be busted. Chad goes, what's up with this opera cream case? She's so Pete. I'm doomed. I'm doomed. All right, ladies and gentlemen, American Dream, have a great weekend. Watch football. Enjoy your family. Be safe. Don't drink and drive. I hope you have a great day. Every dog has their day. Today or tomorrow is yours. I love you, Bulldog Nation, on ClassX Radio.